Welcome back. Good morning, everyone. Well, it's time. My mullein tincture is ready to be bottled. Let's just take a moment and appreciate some of my beautiful garden flowers this year. I've got the hydrangeas, and I've got also some beautiful dahlias beside me. And I've zoomed in here to see this beautiful little purple dried flower. This is Russian sage. So that's in my garden as well. It dries beautifully. So it's not all about the mums this fall. It's some native perennials and, of course, some non-native perennials that are quite enjoyable to have in my yard. So mullein is a really important perennial. It's not a native perennial, but it does have purported medicinal benefits in terms of the respiratory tract. So that's why in August I was at the cabin and I harvested some, dried the leaves, and this is sort of like an alcohol-free tincture. So it's not made with alcohol. It's actually made with vinegar, apple cider vinegar with the mother. And it is organic, 100%. So we don't use pesticides at the cabin. So the mullein grows in the field there. And this is organic apple cider vinegar. So we're going to need a few things today. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the tincture as it stands right now. So it's been basically sitting in a dark, cool cupboard, and I've been kind of shaking it up every day since the end of August there. And it's got kind of like a dark greeny kind of color to it. And you'll see that I have put some parchment paper in between the lid and the jar. I don't want rust to kind of get into my tincture here. So if you want to see how I made this, I have a video on my channel about how I did that in August. So what do we got here to bottle this? Well, these are little amber bottles I got off of Amazon, and I've cleaned them, sanitized them. And you can see I've got the little droppers that have also been cleaned and sanitized. They're right there. Pyrex, little measuring cup there, and I've got a strainer and some cheesecloth as well, just to get out some of the bigger pieces of the mullein. And oh, I need a funnel. That's what I need. So I need a little funnel to kind of get things into the bottles without making a giant mess. All right, just found this one in my cupboard, cleaned it all up, and we're ready to go. All right, got you guys up nice and close so you can see what's going on. So yeah, we're going to take the top off of the tincture here. And you can see there will be a little bit of rust that is going to want to form on the lid. So that's why we do the parchment paper. Don't get contamination into our lovely tincture that we spent so much time working on. It smells so good, so rich. You can definitely smell the apple cider vinegar and kind of like a plant smell with it as well, for lack of a better description. It shouldn't smell foul, shouldn't smell nasty. There's no floaties or anything other than just the mullein itself in there. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my little Pyrex measuring cup here. I'm going to line, this is like a strainer that's got some really fine little kind of holes in it, but I'm going to put some cheesecloth in there too, just because there's going to be some bigger chunks, and I might slow us down with our filtering of the mullein tincture. So I'm going to do that, and I can kind of take this out and put another one in if it's getting kind of clogged up or whatever. So we're going to do that right now. Mullein has been used hundreds of years to treat respiratory ailments. It has anti-inflammatory benefits, they say, antiseptic properties, and it's also an expectorant. So basically loosens up and thins up the mucus so you can cough it up easier. Some people smoke it, some people make teas out of it, rub the leaves on things, or make tinctures like this. I want to press these leaves out too. They're thick and stuck. All right, there's a big glob of leaves. Now I'm just going to gently kind of squeeze it. Just kind of like a tea bag. Just gently going to press some of the liquid. Press some liquid out of here. And if you have a little bit of floaty still, you can just refilter it again. I might just do that one more time. And when you've done all your filtering, that's what it looks like. Sort of like a dark kind of olive color, should have a nice kind of smell of the apple cider vinegar. So now I'm going to bottle it in my little bottles for later use. You can see I got just shy of maybe 425 mils. For those not used to metric, it's 1 3/4 cups. Now we're just going to put in our little funnels here and decant them into the bottles. Leave a little room at the top there, and let's do the rest. All right, so as you can see, I've got about 6 full bottles and 1 3/4 full bottle. So now I'm just going to put the droppers together. And for those, I took these apart separately and cleaned and washed them actually when I got them from Amazon actually. So you just kind of stick them together and we'll put them in the bottles. And they kind of go like that. And you screw on, and then when it's time for your drops, you can just suck it up like that and you can put it in your drink. Well, that was really easy and fun to do. And now we have our beautiful tincture in here. There are some benefits to tinctures made with apple cider vinegar. One, you can use it for a lot more things. So, while some people will mix some of the fluid from the tincture into a warm tea, for example, to soothe the throat or the lungs, others will maybe make it into a vinaigrette, for a salad. And I've also heard of some people that will mix this with a bit of honey, raw honey as well, and you can kind of roast some veggies with it, or have that kind of in your tea with the raw honey and those benefits that are there. So lots of things you can do with this. And this is nice for people that want to avoid, the taste of alcohol tinctures, or if you don't drink alcohol, or kids, for example, that shouldn't have alcohol. This has a lot of benefits. And I don't know if it's as potent as the alcohol-based tinctures of Mullein. So some people say you have to have more of it to have the benefits that are purported for the respiratory issues. So I'm not a herbal medicine practitioner, so I'm not going to give you any doses here, but that's how one makes it. And you can sort of find information about it online from reputable sources, or your naturopathic doctor can guide you. One thing with herbal medicines and that is that they don't go through sort of the rigorous testing that some of our medications go through. So it can be hard to get to know exactly how much, how pure the mullein is, and different extracts you're getting at the store, or the concentration of it. So just keep that in mind. But it has been used for hundreds of years, for these respiratory ailments. So it's up to you if you want to give it a try. But as always, check with your doctor first to make sure it's okay for you. Just as an aside, I picked up this beautiful raw honey from G's Bees. It's called Marsh honey. I've never seen anything like it before. It's basically, they told me they put the hives in the marsh. So it definitely has extremely unique flavor, obviously from the marsh plants, for example, the cattails and the pickerel weed, for example, like the bees pollinate that, and then they come back to the hive and then they extract this honey. So very delicious. Raw honey has a lot of benefits. I'm a huge fan of it for healing wounds. Certainly helps your throat when you've got a sore throat and stuff like that. So I can't get enough of it. Now let's do a quick little taste test. Open my mouth there. That's really good. Definitely tastes like vinegar, with a slight, like a plant earthy taste. So it's not a terrible taste or anything like that. It's actually quite pleasant. I might actually make this into a vinaigrette one night. That is really good. But see, nice and clear. Yeah, the taste, not off-putting at all. It tastes quite nice. I suppose you could say one disadvantage of the non-alcohol based tinctures, like these vinegar tinctures, is that they only last about a year in storage, where, the alcohol tinctures can last for a really long time. So keep that in mind. Store them in a cool, dark place. Usually they're good for about a year, but obviously give them a little sniff test, make sure everything looks okay and there's no floaties or mold or anything like that. And I've just mixed a couple dropperfuls with some of that raw marsh honey, and you literally can't taste the vinegary taste at all. I can just taste the honey and just some warm water here. So yeah, really smooth, definitely not a nasty taste. And of course, don't forget to make some really cute labels and write the expiry on there. Well, thanks so much for joining me today to learn a bit more about how to finish off your Mullein tincture project. Let me know down below if you've used Mullein, how you've used it, and the benefits you've seen from it. Let me know down below in the comments. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.